still awake? All right. I feel like I should jump or something. I am Michael Kiley. I'm running in School District 5, so I have some of House District 2. So you need to pay attention either way because you got to tell your neighbors who live to the northwest if you don't happen to live in my area. But I'll share a little about myself. I am a proud DPS parent. My son goes to Edison Elementary and my daughter goes to Skinner Middle School. And depending on how the election goes, I might be the only parent on the board with kids in neighborhood schools. The second is I'm a product of public education, as is my wife, and we feel it's a big part of the reason why we've had some successes as citizens and in our career. The third is I feel like I understand what it takes to strengthen our neighborhood schools. I've worked since 2009. I've worked with gifted principals and talented teachers and the community. And we've worked hard on our schools. Back in last year, I was the Edison PTA president. We increased membership and participation. And as importantly, we increased the diversity of the participation. Prior to that, I rallied with other parent leaders over 1,000 supporters to help get North High School back on track. And it is doing well. Its enrollment is going up. And prior to that, really how I got involved was in 2009. Our neighborhood middle school, Skinner Middle School, was going to be closed due to low enrollment. And me and some other parents, we got involved. And we kept the school open. And then we got the right resources to get Spanish and honors, extracurriculars in the building to engage the kids. And fast forward today, Skinner's got a wait list. So this is what I want to use as a model to go around School Board District 5 and help other schools. You know, there is no one-size-all solution. There is no quick fix. Yeah, it takes all of us working together. And I think anyone that has watched or worked with the district and watched the dynamic between the board and the district and the community, it is complicated. So you need partners. You need strong partners. And I'm really thankful that the Colorado Latino Forum has endorsed me, Mayor Wellington Webb, Senator, sorry, I just lost my train of thought, Lucia Guzman, and Paul Lopez, Councilman Paul Lopez, Rafael Espinosa, former Councilwomen Paula Sandoval, and Susan Shepard. So I feel like I've got, and school board member Arturo Jimenez. So I've got the partners to get things done, even though the board dynamics can be contentious. There's some guiding principles I operate off of. First and foremost, I don't believe there are failing schools. I feel there are schools the district has failed. The second is, I believe every child must have an opportunity for arts, music, world language, athletics, close to home. The third is we need more money in the schools. DPS gets $14,000 per student, and about $5,300 makes it to the schools. So we got to change that. We need a smaller administration. We need to keep control of our tax dollars and make sure that charter school chains are not grabbing our neighborhood schools at the expense of the community. And finally, I believe strongly that every neighborhood must have a strong neighborhood school close to home with a guaranteed seat, no application, no choice process, you're in. Every neighborhood, we must commit to that. So I'm here today, I'm not just asking for your vote, I'm asking for partnership, both between now and November 3rd and afterwards, so we can make sure that every child has a strong neighborhood school close to home. So with that, I'd love to take questions. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, are you familiar with the documentary that will be shown in a few weeks called Standing in the Gap?
Yes.
Okay. Have you viewed it?
No, I haven't, honestly.
I just thought maybe you could address that. I think that would be really beneficial for all your constituents, for all of us, to view this. So you want to give it a little?
Well, I honestly don't know much about it. I mean, I will tell you the opportunity gap, or what some people call the achievement gap. We've had 10 years of what we call corporate reform here. The board majority is pretty much the same agenda for about 10 years, and the opportunity gap, the achievement gap's gotten bigger. You know, it's $1 billion budget, and the gap gets bigger.
Well, this documentary is a real history lesson in terms of our past and all the way to our present. And I think it would give all voters a really good idea of not only where we've come from, but where we should be going.
Where the challenges lie.
It's called Standing in the Gap, and it's a PBS documentary. It'll air on Channel 6. I want to say the first part is November 11th, but I'm not positive. It has already been shown, I think, in Northeast Denver in a community, and afterwards, after viewings in public spaces, they're having a dialogue with those communities.
So a point I wanted to make about that is I don't see how you close the opportunity gap without getting control of our administrative spending. We've got to get more money into the schools. And the second point I would make around that is you have got to have strong partnerships with the city and the state and the nonprofits and the parents. This takes all of us working together. And I think up to this point, the district has demonstrated they don't have very strong partnerships. At least if you look at data and they want to be held accountable, they want to hold teachers and schools accountable. Let's hold them accountable to data as well. The data is not good.
And don't forget, non-parents should be
well,
an
guardians,
equal part of that.
absolutely.
It's
extended
communities,
family.
right? I mean, it's
the extended family, absolutely. I think there was another question. Yes, ma'am.
You say neighborhood schools, and I agree completely. My grandson, who has achieved very well, was in his neighborhood school until 6th grade. And in 6th grade, he went to DCIS and took up languages and things. Well, I believe in strong neighborhoods, but I also, and I don't know if you're talking about just elementary, that at middle school you can have more of a choice, but I believe we should be able to have both things and not just totally into one. 43 and a half years of teaching experience and was dumped by DPS in 2010. I know what administration does. If you buck them, hello, there's your one.
You get shown the world. You make a really good point. I'm glad you asked because I want to be clear on this, that I believe that if we have a strong neighborhood school and choice, then it really is choice at that point. So in other words, if DCIS is a better fit for your child, but you know you've got that strong school in the neighborhood, then the system works. If we don't have the strong neighborhood school, it's a lottery. If we go to enrollment zones, it's a lottery. Yes, sir.
Standing in the Gap will be on PBS on November 12th and November 19th at 9 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
At 9 p.m.
In my mind, the way they measure, which is using averages, they're always talking about the averages, which is known as the worst statistic there is. It merely switched over to mean deviation, which is a measure of the bell curve. And they have all the data to do that. It would mathematically show this gap. And I don't know why all these people accept what's going on and don't demand better information.
I totally agree. I mean,
So if you're in, you'll demand it?
I'm sorry.
If you get in, you'll switch everything
Oh,
over?
the first thing I'm going to do is say, we're dumping this dumb color code. Nobody gets it, and this is a symptom of it. You show proficiency, you show growth, you show teacher turnover, you show principal turnover, you show the experience of the teachers, you show the programs in the schools, you show the data. You don't go use this Byzantine calculation in the color code schools. We've got schools that are under 50% proficiency that are rated a quality school, under 50%. The Denver 2020 plan, its bold moonshot goal is 80%. 80% by 2020. That is not acceptable. That's not an acceptable.
Okay, we have to wrap this up.